What's up guys, and welcome to a very special video. This is effectively my shop tour, and I wanted to start out on the drive-in because there's a lot of sentimental and a lot of memories that are associated with this shop that we've had for the past 2 or 3 years. Some of which, when we were there, like having this road completely backed up, having Alafaya shut down when we do our open house and have thousands and thousands of cars, and then some actually pre us moving into the warehouse. Because I used to go to UCF, which was, say, 5 or 10 minutes from here. I put a shot in the dark and sent a sponsorship email to BC Racing because I wanted a set of coilovers for my daily. Hadn't really been doing much car stuff. Chelsea Dyno was handling sponsorship applications at the time. He knew me through BMX stuff. He pushed it through. Next thing you know, I'm turning onto this road and I'm going into what is now our shop to go meet with BC Racing, where I wound up meeting Taylor Ray, who became a great friend of mine and really helped me transition into drifting. And there's a lot of memories. So now to kind of give you the full walk around, I want to give you a full tour of the shop. And starting, this is BC's beautiful new building. I know you guys have seen us go across the street. I'm hoping to do a full tour there soon because that building will blow your guys' mind. And moving in, this whole building that we share with PSI, the BMW shop, used to be BC Racing. So this is kind of where a lot of the coilover stuff was, where PSI is, and then where we are was their shop and their custom builds department, which I'll show you. But rolling up, you got PSI right here, and then you've got our shop door, and then this is pretty much ours over. It's crazy how it's a small world, and like I said, PSI being right next door, that was the first shop that I can ever remember working with. And they worked with me on my E92 when we did the single turbo kit. They were located in Winter Park, but it just goes to show how crazy of a small world it is, and now getting to share a shop with them. The owner, Sean's a great dude, and it's been a pleasure sharing shop space and warehouse space with him because that's something, as you guys may know that are involved in shops and stuff, sharing space can get dicey, and if you gotta have good neighbors, and Sean's a great neighbor. But we used to park all our cars here, and then everyone in this whole neighborhood area became passive aggressive because I kept buying too many cars, and they have a ton of BMWs, so we lost our parking privilege here and then made friends with the owner, and he gave us a couple parking spaces back. But walking around, we've got kind of like our little car collection here, and then this is our inlet where we always keep the truck and trailer. I know you guys have seen a lot of this on videos, but this is kind of a memory type thing for me, just like sharing all the little details. Like I want to show you guys what's in that weird drawer that you never see on camera, and I want to show you the deep, dark inner trash of my closet office. But yeah, just like, you got here, and then we've got some junk storage in back and containers, and a whole another story that I've mentioned in videos before. We had a bunch of parking next door where like the manager of this other building let us keep cars, but then the owner found out, and the owner got really mad and said he was going to tow all our shit. So then we had to buy a new shop, which you guys are gonna see in the next video. This is just literally setting the stage. I want you guys to see exactly what we were working with before, so when you see the new space, you realize why it's such a huge, crazy, blessing, awesome opportunity. All right, guys, now we get to take you inside of the shop. The passcode is 42069. Don't try it though, there might be a booby trap and I might have just lied to you. Do I go first or do you go first?
I go first, I guess.
I'm so used to trying to be polite. So I'm literally just going to start with every corner of junk and walk you guys through a lot of the stuff that we have and a lot of the space we've used. But keep in mind, in this shop, we've had as many as like 8 to 10 people working in here, and it gets tight. People are batting shoulders and shit. So, all right, so we'll start with this little corner here. This is where we have our Ranger tire mounter, and then we have our Ranger wheel balancer. Nothing really too crazy spicy here. We got some random JZ parts, some 15 parts laying around. And then we got a 2J VVTi engine that I got for a really good deal for like half of what they're going for the market rate. So I just got it knowing that eventually it'll go into something. And if we run out of time for our clutch kickers, I might just throw that stock 2J in the E36. We got our Big Bertha compressor here. It's a Benpack compressor along with 2 Benpack lifts. They've been a sponsor of the channel, and we've been super happy with everything we've gotten from them, and I'm super happy to have their support, and I'm stoked to see what we can do with their stuff in the new space. So these are the boxes, obviously, from the old wheels from the RS6. We've got my Sonic box here, not a sponsor, but I bought this a while back just when we first moved in the shop, and I was like losing my mind because I couldn't find tools anywhere. We've got a 2J, I think, over here. That might be Schulman's. No, that's not Schulman's. Is that mine? What engine's that?
Looks like a 2J.
Yeah.
It's definitely a 2J.
This is what happens, guys. Sometimes there's engines and we forget what they're from. I think that's a 2J out of the 15. I think they just pulled everything off of it, and that's why it looks so bare.
Yes, that makes sense.
when Johan came into the picture, he was like, "What the f are you guys doing?" and told us to get these things. So now we have bandsaw, a belt sander, a polishing thing, and he used this machine. I've heard going 24/7 when he was doing all the pie cuts for the R34. So whenever I hear this thing going, it makes me reminisce. Good times. But then we go over here. This is kind of what became like the fab shelf. So there's some scrap metal down below, and we actually have been doing like a lot of organization pre-moving just to make sure that things isn't a complete shit show. So we've got boxes with like aluminum, stainless. They've got all their welding rod, just cleaning parts. Got some random tools and some random toolkits up top with our dyno fans. It would have been rad if Johan was here to walk you guys through the fab table, but fab table, vise, lots of little wire wheels and stuff that they use whenever they're welding, and nice little outlet. Vibrant, as you guys know, has been a big sponsor of the channel. AWG as well. That's where we get all our welding gas from. He's an awesome guy, and he's been super helpful for us and always comes by when we're in a pinch and we need some gas. So that's been really cool. I've got our welders. I think we have another one, but I think it's in the toter home. This is a Miller. I don't know the exact spec name, but I know we said in the video when we got it. Johan loves it. This thing, I think this is one that comes from the rig. I'm not sure. Or this might be Marcos. I don't know. So I was trying to think about how to approach this without showing you every single drawer. So what I'm going to do is kind of show you the drawers that I find myself going in the most. And I don't know. I feel like I would want to know what's in your drawers. So I'm hoping you want to know what's in my drawers. Get it? But Wall of Blitz 03s. They make a great shelf space. So that's cool. These drill bits, Tommy got me hooked on them. They're like easy start bits. I use these all the time, but everyone gets mad at me because I always dull them when I get lazy and don't feel like taking my time. You guys know Permatex has been a big sponsor of the channel. We've got stacks on stacks and stacks of Permatex stuff that we use. This is their thread sealant, their thread locker. We've got a lot of their ultra gray and their right stuff. I don't know what they're in right now, but I'm gonna make a mess. I'm gonna start opening up all this stuff. But we've been stacked up and we use their stuff all the time, and it's been awesome having them to help us out whenever we need stuff. This drawer right here, a lot of random Deschwerk stuff, old injectors, pumps and stuff. So whenever we're in a bind and we need some fuel stuff, usually open up this drawer. A bunch of random assorted tools throughout these. And then here's where stuff starts getting good. This is all like the universal bullshit that you end up using, like fuel clamps and crush washers and lug nuts and O-rings or grommets, whatever you want to call them, little fuel line clamps. This kit comes in handy so much, all the little vacuum tees and everything. Although I do like to use brass ones just because the plastic ones will melt on a lot of cars. Spark plugs down in here, all the things you always lose, ACO rings, C-clips, electrical connectors that we don't use because we're stepping our electrical game up. Nothing else real too exciting. Some grip tape that we use on pedals. Moving over to this drawer.
Bolt bin.
Yeah, you know, this is where I spend most of my time. This is where the real magic happens.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so many times I've gotten shanked while digging around here for a 10 mil bolt and nut. Good times, but we're moving on. Maybe we can get a bolt sponsor at the new place. That'd be sick. So we just have like nice new hardware. That'd be rad. DM me. Zip tie drawer, I'm in there a lot. Don't really use any of that stuff. I don't use fuses. I don't like safeties. O-rings. That's really, really cool. We need to like be able to seal things. This is a new thing for me. I learned how to use riv nuts like 2 years ago and found out they're the best thing ever. So I use those a lot. If you don't know what a riv nut is, it's like a rivet, but it's a nut. So that's cool. Yeah, going in here. Started trying to step our electrical game up, so we've got some nice connectors and pins in here. Some random bleeder funnels, bunch of random wiring stuff between Freddie, Johan, and Chris. Like I said, we've been trying to step our wiring game up, so we've been buying nicer and nicer stuff. And they've been trying to teach me, so I'm not in there with my teeth and electrical tape anymore, stripping wires and twisting them together. This drawer, again, more wiring stuff. We do have to resort to the quick fixes. At least we'll use the shrink ones. But going down, this is a lot of wiring stuff. Some of the random fab things like flapper discs and grinding wheels. Self-tappers. I've been looking for those. I'll just be convenient. The drawer of spacers. This is when Mike can't fit out his Fitment. That's where he goes. There's a heat gun. Everyone's always like, "Where's the heat gun?" And everyone always is like, "It's in the drawer where it belongs." There. Moving over. Oh, this is where the real fun happens. Because we've got, it looks like, okay, you guys, he's maybe got some fittings in here, maybe some fittings. And then you like open the next drawer, bam! You guys know Vibrant's been a big sponsor of the channel for a while. We both order a lot of stuff from Vibrant, and they've supported a lot of builds, so we've accumulated a lot of random fittings, and that is a huge key component of why we can get builds done so fast. Not only that, we've got all these fittings, we've got all these little weld bungs and assorted Vibrant things. We've got more Vibrant things. We've got more Vibrant things. I think there's quite a bit of titanium stuff in this. No, this isn't titanium. Maybe titanium's in this. Yeah, but we've got a lot of assorted fittings and lines, and that has been just a huge benefit and helped us so many times when we were in a bind. Also, next door, PSI has quite a bit of Vibrant fittings too, so we'll kind of like trade back and forth. They'll give us two, we'll give them one back, you know, that type of trade.
Yeah.
So up here, this is all the spray paint. We try not to use this too much because then it gets sticky on all the cars, but that's that. This is the thing that I light things on fire with. It's really fun. And then in here, I don't really know what's in here. I think we normally keep gloves in here. We've got
the gloves are gone.
some fridges. At any given point in time, you can find an assortment from sugar-free Red Bulls to waters, Coronas. There's White Claws in here now, so that means Schulman's been around. But yeah, all this is like the S15 spare parts that are blown apart. As we move, the S15 is actually going to stay here, and then the guys are just going to be able to focus and have some space to work on that, so that way we're not all tripping over each other. This is what's supposed to be the shelves that were sorted by cars. There's not a lot of labels, but this is kind of like Evo stuff / BMW stuff, E36 stuff, kind of random turbos, and then I have my RZ seats up top. And then down at the bottom, we've got like random boxes with AN hoses and couplers. I got my scales, some random batteries and stuff. I could show you like every box, but I don't really want to. It was just like these nice little Nismo crates. I know you guys have seen these, but just a lot of random hoses. So when we're in a bind, we don't have to go to the auto parts store. A lot of times we'll just end up getting a couple different things and then just keeping it instead of returning it, even if it doesn't work, because it'll come in handy at some point in time. But we'll traverse this mountain and I will take you over to the other side. Full transparency, this is kind of a video that both does serve a purpose, but also is to buy us time so we can spend more time working on the big new shop reveal video. So that is why this is uploaded instead of, you know, your normal scheduled content. But over here we've got the infamous Porsche hood. Kind of short story behind that. I got an opportunity to buy them. They're like $20,000 hoods, and I got them for next to nothing, and I thought it'd be cool to make a whiteboard out of one just because. And then over here, this is where all the R34 parts used to live. Still got a little odds and ends and some zinc coated stuff and powder coated things. I should probably put my windshield wipers on today. That'd be a big move. That's how you know the build is done.
Yep.
And then over here we've got like Schulman's little detailing things. A lot of products from Griot's, some Adams stuff. Pretty much buys everything from Obsessed Garage. So if Matt sells it, Schulman will buy it. And then we've got again more like separated parts things. I've got some RB26 stuff up there. I don't know who did this, but I never had an RB26 in my R32. It's always an RB25, and every time I see this, it gets me excited. But that's not a real thing, sadly. We've got two fully built 2J VVTi heads, and then I think this is a 1J head from the E36. So we're stacked up, ready to go when we want to start building more JZs. Got some random parts down below. And when I say built heads, they're like actually pretty rad. I think one's like shimless and one's ported. So those are like some sick heads. I love having heads on deck, you know what I'm saying, dude? Mm-hmm. So we've got parts for each assorted car, and then this was kind of like the build table for the R34, which used to be the area for the S15 when it was here to work on. Tire racks, some random boxes over here. Side by side normally isn't in here, but she's getting some maintenance. Hasn't been driven in a while, and I wanted to take her out this weekend. So walk over here. Got the beautiful 34 GTR. We've got our $300 injector cleaner that has served us well. Although it doesn't really tell you levels or anything because the seals just instantly kill themselves and it just leaks back, so you can't really tell if injectors flow well. You can just clean them. But this is our Ignite fuel station. So we usually have a tote of Ignite Red. We've got Ignite's new fuel containers here, and we have a couple Ignite drums below, one of which is for brake cleaner. Johan put us on to, rather than just buying aerosol brake cleaner, we were able to save a lot of money by buying a big drum of it and then just filling up pressurized cans. And then we've got Pump E85, a couple of the cars, Colette's car, and I think back when I had the Supra. Pump E85 was really cheap and I didn't want to waste the Ignite on, you know, the daily cars, so we would throw some of that in it. Not as pure and not as high of ethanol content, and a little bit sketchier, but for the cars I didn't really care about, I would just do that. And then in back, we have like one of the Ignite things we would use to drain oil into. So we'll walk around. That's Marco's box under here. When he moved, he brought over his box, and then he has his K-Series, which you guys have seen in the videos. I think his plan was to put that maybe in his E46, was it? Or his IS?
No, his IS.
His IS?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if he's still going to do that. There's another secret project on this engine stand I can't talk about in the video. We got crazy carts back there, an assortment of tires, and we actually wound up having like 2 containers in back with tires too. So even if this looks like a lot of tires, we got a real tire problem. And I've been trying to shed them thin. You guys see me always posting stuff on Instagram for sale. So definitely keep your eye on, I don't know how I'm necessarily going to sell stuff, but make sure you follow me on social media, because when we are moving, I'm going to try to clear a lot of this stuff out. I'm going to be selling stuff for some good deals, especially if you're local and you can come grab stuff. It'll help a lot. So this is my beautiful SK Tools box. You guys know they're a big sponsor of the channel. It's not necessarily the most organized or dialed right now. This is the box that we use for FD. This is the box that we're using most of the time. I make a lot of really high quality stuff. One of my favorite things is their X-frame wrenches. Has a lot of engagement on the teeth, so if you're in a small little area, a little bit of movement, you can still tighten a bolt, rather than some where you have like, you know, a few teeth. You have to go like this just to turn it. So that's really cool. They make a lot of really nice stuff. This box, I don't need to show you before, but got some wiring stuff, some random tools, tire pressure gauges, wrenches. These are really cool. Adjustable and wrenches, so you don't need to have a bunch of them on you. Let's see, what else do we have? Got a bunch of vibrant titanium pie cuts. Believe it or not, we were planning to run more pie cuts on the R34 than we are. No, I'm just kidding. But we do have some left over, which is exciting. We also have titanium to do an exhaust on the S13 that we ordered forever ago. It just kind of kept getting pushed to the back burner. I want to basically replicate the setup that I have on the 34 and on the 32, which is like between 3 to 4 inch depending on the car. Titanium vibrant exhaust with Vibrance titanium muffler. My favorite sound. It's like no drone, but like it gets raspy up high, so it sounds really exciting. But it's just like a very nice refined sound, and that's been my go-to for a lot of cars lately, and I'm excited to hear what it sounds like with the SR. So that pretty much wraps up this shop. Like I said, it can get pretty tight. We've had as few as 2 people working in here and as many as like 10, but we've made it work, and usually we'll have like the down car in the center and then 2 operating lifts, or this one's to be known as the R34 lift. But we won't be taking the lifts with us. We won't be taking the cabinets. Sean from PSI is going to be purchasing them from me, and we'll get some new stuff for the new place. So we'll open up this door, and then this takes you into the merch side of the business. Who am I? Who am I, Mike? Welcome to Mike's workstation. Poor Mike's got the corner by the bathroom.
Yeah.
Has it ever smelled?
Don't
Don't say that. Don't put him on the spot. You better bleep his name out of here. That's fucked up, Mike. So this is Mike's station. We've got the sticker cutter station. We've had as many probably as like 10 to 12 people working in here, which is even more tight than the shop. But the guys that we have in our crew are awesome, and they've made do with space constraints. Zach, who's in charge of like all the staffing and kind of like the operations that go on out here. This is his desk. Mike, be careful not to show any information. I don't know what's on the desk.
You're right.
Yeah, we gotta like really pay attention to this video, or someone's gonna be like, "Yo, dude, I found your social security number and all your credit cards," because I've done that before and it sucks. But anyway, Zach's done a great job, and he ends up hiring a lot of his friends most of the time, and he can really pull some out of his ass, for lack of a better word, when we do the giveaway and we gotta staff real quick, and he keeps everybody happy, and it's been really cool. So this is the kitchen. Yeah, we're not really gonna talk. There's nothing real exciting about here. This is where we put the fittings when we need to install them, and we need to shrink them. Walking around, we got a random Blitz 03. They just pop up here and there, and then we'll go out in here. This is where a lot of the shirts would get stored. And this used to be the BC Custom Builds department. I'm gonna do a quick plug. You guys know I sell BC Racing coilovers. We're one of the top BC dealers. And if you guys ever need any BC coilovers, hit us up. We can help you spec out a custom set for your car, or we can just sell you some off-the-shelf stuff, whatever you want. Regardless, this is where they used to have all of their springs and shocks, and they would do all the custom builds in this room. And we turned it into the merch side. So a lot of t-shirts would be in here. Not the best shelves for t-shirts because they're so deep that if you need to like reach in back, it kind of sucks. But they were free and they came with a space, so we made them work. But going back here, we got some sweatshirts, little cubbies that have things like jet tags. We're sold out of a lot of stuff right now, so not exactly the best accurate representation. We've got all our Destruct products, fuel pumps, fuel filters, fuel pressure regulators. We are a dealer of them, so if you need anything, we got a bunch of ECU Master EMU blacks in stock. We have a bunch of different sensors and stuff. It's been real helpful when local friends and stuff need a quick sensor. It's nice to have them in stock, or if they even want to pick up an ECU or a plug and play harness, it's cool to have them on the shelf. Yeah, again, another plug. Support us. Link in the description. We've got all our plasma man intake manifolds. This is House of Pre stuff. I've said in videos before, we do Colette's fulfillment for her. We've got some decks that required signatures that are still going out, more t-shirts, packing tables, sticker tables, and then I can show them, I'll show them this shelf. I want to show my office last because I feel like that'd be a funny place to end it. We've got some tires for a car that I can't tell you about because you don't know about it yet. And then over here, we have kind of like the parts for the current builds. So we'll have like some turbos. That's our thumbnail turbo. We've got the seats out of the Supra. I need to sell those. So if you own an A90 and you want some of those fancy carbon fiber seats, I'll probably end up selling them because I need money. And then down here, we've got just some random things. I've got arms for the Red Evo in one of those boxes, some random brakes, fittings, kind of the stuff that we don't want to get lost out in the shop winds up on this shelf. This is kind of a display rack. It's got some of my older race suits on it, some random sweatshirts and stuff. This was a wheel that I got when I got the hoods. It's like from the Turbo S exclusive. It's a carbon fiber center lock. It's damaged, but I thought it would make a cool shelf piece, and it did.
We're going.
All right, back here, I don't know if this is something we've ever shared with you guys, but PSI got a dyno, and they've been waiting to put it in forever, and a lot of it was just because they've been really busy, and we've had stuff back here, and it has lit a fire under our ass, for lack of a better word, because once this dyno started running, even though they're going to have an enclosure with like soundproof everything, it probably would have trashed the audio both in the shop and made it difficult to work in the office. So that's here. We used to have some storage racks here. We got like random boxes and stuff. I know it looks like a mess, but we're kind of like starting to get everything ready to move. Got just random bins of assorted things. Got a parts from the Mustang to bring down. Looks like gotta find someone that knows how to fix this up so we can ride this again. If you know how to work on pit bikes and you're not weird and want to come fix it for me, hit me up. Over here we have our transmission selection. I don't think most of them are broken. I think I got a couple CDs with some adapters, some seats down there that I don't know what they are, some random assorted doors. I think like 13 doors and stuff that I just picked up in case I ever trash one. Up there we've got some fiberglass arrows, some like 13 front fenders, skirts, my old hood. Part of the most difficult part of the moving process is going to be going through all these boxes because there's so much stuff that's just accumulated because we've run out of space. There's just boxes. I don't know what's what. I got the burnt down GT350 engine that I should probably rebuild and sell because it's worth so much. Maybe someone will buy it off me and give me a decent amount and then I don't have to deal with that headache. I know it's still good because it was turned off before the fire, but I don't know with heat if it needs to be completely resealed and have new bearings and stuff. But I don't know. But this is my wall of diffs. Again, I don't know what's broken and what's not, so that's going to suck trying to figure that out. Fender liners, a bunch of exhaust stuff down there. It's going to be fun to go through that. My old E92 bike racks back there. Got some old seats, some old doors. Then over here we've got more tires and aero and bash bars and braces and subframes. I have a whole JZX 100 like front clip looking thing somewhere. I don't even know where that wound up. Boxes of random things. I feel like I've been looking for that box. Is that a... Oh, that's my fuse box. I got a whole fuse box for a JZX 100 from Russia that has like every fuse in it.
That means your front clip is not far by.
Yeah.
Not far away.
It's somewhere around here. Yeah, just more aero and stuff. Random radiator. I think it's from my 34. The jig that Johan used to make the downpipes for the R34. And yeah, that's about it. We've shared this back storage space with PSI, so all the stuff back there and the random cars you guys might see sometimes is theirs, and their shop is over there. They're working on cars and stuff, so we're not going to step on their toes right now. But we'll go in, and then we'll end off with me showing you my beautiful office. Welcome to my office. This is going to come into play in a later video, don't worry about it. So me and James, you guys know James probably from old videos. He hasn't been in a lot of videos lately, but he is the brains behind the scenes, and he has been pretty much the only person responsible for the move. And he's been behind the scenes working like crazy to secure this new place that we're moving into. And amongst that, he does so much behind the scenes, and I'm incredibly appreciative of him. And I wish he was here right now to laugh with me about our little office. But that's his desk over there. That's where he would work and do all his stuff. He does a lot of the design work and stuff like that. And like I said, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And this is my desk over here. It's always a mess. There's always a bunch of clutter everywhere. We're basically sharing a closet. As always, there's Ganadors lining the window, some random memorabilia of Hot Wheels and stuff. Colette got me a GTR brochure, which is locked in the safe right now, but it came with the original print that was an advertisement for Midnight Purple 334, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. So James got it framed for me, and this is probably like one of my favorite things on my desk right now. A lot of random, like assorted, like kind of parts and stuff and tools. And then this was a lot of the R34 stuff. And we got a Nismo cluster that I don't know if I'm going to put in because I've got the white one in it right now. Graveyard of some like broken cameras, some filters that didn't fit, a bunch of Defi gauges that I think were originally for the Chaser that I didn't end up putting in. A couple dock race, exhaust manifolds for future projects, endless brakes. I got some SK Tools merch that's going to be for a giveaway down the road. James has his OSHA jacket. We got to make sure we don't forget this, Mike. Over here, this has kind of been Colette's office. Like I said, it's been tight. We've got dog treats. She's got boxes of pink things and Evo clusters. And that GTR sign someone made me and I thought was really cool. So I hung that up. And then, nothing like too crazy in here, but I thought it would be air quotes special to end it in the office because this is where we've been working, and it's been really tight and we've made do, but with the amount of people here and how we've been growing, it's been very difficult. And moving into the new space, we are going to appreciate how crazy it is, but I want you guys to understand, like fully be aware of how huge of a step it is. So I'm going to leave you with that. This has been kind of fun walking around, and I know in the future just getting to watch this video and reminisce and like see all the little ins and outs, because we've had 2 warehouses before this, and then we also have the auxiliary warehouse that we're moving out of too currently. And I wish I had videos to look back that like showed a full walkthrough there, because I'm like starting to forget what they even look like. So that's what this is, and you guys can look forward to in 2 days, not tomorrow but the next day, we have the official big grand reveal of the new shop, and it's going to be a game changer. So thank you guys. I'm stoked to be a part of the journey, but it's just beginning. Very excited because this is going to be kind of like, I don't want to say a new home for the videos, but it's definitely going to be kind of like a new set, if you will. So welcome to the new warehouse. We have a shop. No longer is all the like clothing and merchandise stuff out in the warehouse, like mixed with all the car stuff. It's completely separate, and it's in an air-conditioned office area. So we've got this whole entire office area, a little bit of a mess right now, so pardon the mess, but all the merchandise and everything's now in a nice AC area, so the guys, when they're working, can be a nice AC area. We got a nice little office in here. Don't mind the mess, guys. We're literally just moving in. Matt stopped by today. What are we doing today, Matt?
Awesome cabinets.
Matt, why do we do so many cabinets?
That's the only way I know how to do it, son. You can't give me your credit card and then expect it not to look awesome. It's just the way I roll.
Yeah,
Look at that.
There's
That's
so
the
many.
coolest thing you've ever seen.
This is basically the finished product. It's almost together. It's still kind of a mess, but we're finally spinning around. Look at it. Look at it. Get a shot of the outside. It looks cool. I hope.
What's he got? Huh?
You think I just blew the engine?
Yeah, because that was for sure probably oil.
Probably. That sucks.
We gotta yell into Adam's stage.
Was that on hard though?
No.
Oh.
It's great. Hit it. Fell on the floor.
Do it for Dale.
It's cold, brother.
Alright, so I thought the best way to formally introduce someone new to the channel, not necessarily the most new, but someone new to the team, would be with a customary Burnout! I love Johan, he's the best.
Holy crap! Oh my gosh, I'm still working on my car. We're gonna have to bail now. Quit.
I'll listen for it.
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Yeah.
Ready?
This car is barely alive to begin with. Limping out of the garage, and this is the first thing they do.
I knew that last time when Johan joined the team, we did a cool reveal with him doing a burnout, and that was a pretty awesome way for you to join, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought we would do something similar, and we would welcome with a new burnout. My dog! Woo! Hell yeah, man. Who says Stan's cars can't do burnout? Not me. That was our very first bagged burnout. Okay, guys, if you haven't noticed, the new member is Mike. Mike moved to Florida. What?
it again.
Go do it again. Come on, go again. One more time.
I goofed.
What do you mean you goofed? That was great.
I goofed.
No.
You know, you're just trying to take a nice casual stroll home,
Yeah.
and your foot slips.
Oops.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. This has been a super fun video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know, and I'll see you guys soon.